That's good. Got that big fly. I always have to hit the fly before we start. And wow, we're here.
We're here.
Hey, Brent Reed.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming into podcast Neely.
Yeah, this is fancy.
Or studio Neely, not podcast Neely.
It is, I've been to podcasts at people's houses, and this is the nicest one at anyone's house that I've been to. Yeah, this is cool as fuck.
Well, thank you. This is the second rendition of my home studio. In Atlanta, it was much more, much rougher looking. Because in Atlanta, I lived in a one-bedroom like this, but this is 675 square feet, and that was 600 square feet. So I just had my last two apartments in Atlanta. I just had the bedroom in the living room.
How long have you not had roommates?
4 years.
That rule.
It's the best.
I had a little while when I lived in Florence, Alabama, where I had a one bedroom. Dude, it was like similar size to this.
Yeah.
$475 a month.
Oh my God.
But it was like Florence, Alabama, pre-pandemic.
Okay.
How
does Florence, Alabama compare to Anniston, Alabama?
Probably pretty similar. There's a college in Florence, so it's like trying to pretend to be a city a little bit.
And college housing prices are usually cheaper. Usually really shitty places.
Yeah, I lived in there were definitely a lot of college students.
Yeah, because when I was in college, I think my rent was, well, I don't know. I lived in a 3-bedroom above a bar, and my rent was like $500 something a month. So that actually makes sense if it's...
Could you hear the bar?
Uh-huh.
Were there cool like brick walls or anything?
In my apartment?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And one time I heard, I was in a fraternity for like 2 years, and then I got kicked out because I stole someone's Adderall. And I have since made amends to them, but I made a slow exit in the fraternity. But then one night my window went out to like a roof. I could climb on this roof. And then like the apartment across the way were also people in the fraternity. And one night I heard them talking shit. They didn't know I was in my bed. And I was like, no, this is me.
You just heard them through the wall?
They didn't say much. It's just like, oh, Taylor Neely, he's a drug problem.
Did you steal the whole, was it a bunch?
Yeah, I gave him back, though, because I was like, this is not good. So, but I didn't cop to it until years later. I was like, yeah, I actually did steal that. But I did give him back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, I found him there on the floor in the hallway. But that was after everyone thought I had stolen them.
Yeah. And you 100% had, in fact, stolen them.
But I gave them back. I took like 1 or 2, but I gave them back.
That's cool. That's good.
It's good because, that's also a crime.
It is a crime. What fraternity were you in?
Beta Theta Pi.
Okay.
At
Ohio
University.
I was a Pike at the University of North Alabama.
Ooh, what is that mascot?
Pi Kappa Alpha. Oh, the Lions. We had live lion mascots.
Really?
We were like the last college.
That's insane.
One of the last colleges that actually had live animals on campus.
That lion must...
No, it wasn't good. They had a really nice enclosure though, but I heard they upgraded it from just like a tall fence.
Yeah.
And I heard one of my buddies told me that some people used to go out there and this is fucked up, but they would throw stray cats off in the lion enclosure.
And the lion would eat
Big cats don't get along with little cats.
No.
They just eat the shit and just tear it to pieces.
Oh.
So they changed it. It's a lot nicer now, and you can't really do that. There's cameras.
So the lion liked that. The
Lions probably loved it because you're just in there like forgetting. That was a Cat Williams bit. Like, are you sure I'm a tiger?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it. You just have a lion in there. It's like, are you sure I'm the king of the jungle?
Yeah.
And then some fucking stray cat gets hauled off in there. But I'm the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
This is my jungle.
Those king instincts.
I'm about to fuck this thing up. I lived in that one bedroom that I lived at by myself when I was in radio. I locked myself out of my place one time. I was on the second floor. And my phone, I took an Uber home. Phone dies as soon as I get there. Yeah. I forget how I locked my keys. Oh, that's what it was. I Ubered home because my keys were elsewhere. I guess I'd locked them in my car. Anyway, so I get there and I was like, I know I had a balcony in my room.
Yeah.
Out to the back of there was like it was called Alpine Village.
Nice.
And so there was like trees out the back, like a pond. It was kind of nice. So I walked around there and I looked up and I was like, I could probably scale that. So that's what I did at 2:00 in the morning. I scaled the back of my balcony and like grabbed it like this and lifted myself up and got in and opened the door. And the first thing I thought of was, wow, it would not be hard at all to break into my place. Like, I'm not athletic at all.
No.
Like, you wouldn't even have to be athletic to come up there and rape me or take my teeth. Yeah.
Take your teeth.
Yeah. Or whatever you wanted to do. Yeah. Take my butt, my teeth.
Take your I woke up with my butt and my teeth again.
Oh, no. Taylor's a drug addict. He broke into my room and took my butt.
Butts have good street value. Because ladies are going to Mexico and stuff to get BBLs. They're dying. How people just... Where's the market here for people getting anesthetized and their butts getting taken?
That's true.
Because that's real butt.
Yeah.
Not this.
An Alabama butt lift.
Yeah, that's the Alabama butt lift. It's chopping off someone's butt cheeks and sew it on top of the other.
So
butt.
You want these cheeks? They don't match. I just got two different cheeks.
One Indian guy cheek and one black guy cheek.
One black cheek. Yeah. One honky cheek.
Yeah. And then what are they just, okay, then do they put them underneath the old butt cheeks or do they put them just sew it right on top of the...
Great question. I feel like you would have to remove your old cheeks to
put
upgrade.
It under. Well, yeah, but then you put like the skin of your old cheek over so it doesn't look like mixed.
I think you would have to use the old skin.
Yeah.
It's like a skin graft situation.
Yeah. Were you born in Alabama?
Yeah. Decatur, Alabama was where I was born.
There's a Decatur, Georgia. There's Decaturs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from. There's Columbus, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. I grew up. It was a small town that I grew up in. It was 1,200 people. Decatur,
That's
the hospital.
Tiny.
The hospital was 30 minutes away in Decatur, and there was one in Moulton, but you didn't want to go there.
No, not Moulton.
You didn't want to go to. No, babies weren't born in Moulton. They were born in Decatur.
Were there babies at Moulton?
I don't think so. I never talked to anyone.
No, we don't do babies here.
Everybody that I knew that was from that area were born in Decatur General. I don't know of anybody that was born in.
So they haven't.
Moulton
the Moulton Hospital hadn't acquired like the baby license.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you'd want to.
But do you think if you were in a pinch, you could give birth in Moulton?
Probably. If you were in a pinch, they'd probably have a room.
But then like, no, we gotta send this baby to Decatur because we have no idea what to do now.
Sorry, brother, we don't. It's not our expertise.
We can birth the baby, but they have one of those bank tubes to send it to.
Yeah, to send it to Decatur.
Yeah.
You got to drive. We're gonna send your baby through the tube.
Put the baby in the tube.
Put the baby in the tube.
That's the podcast episode, is put the baby in the tube.
Put the baby in the tube. But the Decatur was town. So if you like, hey, you need anything, I'm going to town. That was going to Decatur. And then Christmas shopping was Huntsville. And that's where I eventually moved to do comedy because that's where the one.
But you're like really tried and true Alabama.
For sure. And people don't think I am because I talk good or whatever. Because
you talk like someone from Alabama.
Yeah, it's come back. I worked in radio for a long time. Then now that I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to enunciate more. But I practiced to not have an accent, and then now what I talk like is like a hybrid of the two.
Yeah.
Where I go back and forth between gay game show host.
Yeah.
And country. Those are my actually. As a kid in
middle school, I was like, they asked what job I would like. I said gay game show host.
Yeah,
I would like to be a gay game.
Come on down, boys.
Well, that is, but it does. I feel like an accent in any accent of any kind in stand up definitely sets you apart.
For sure. Do you feel like you sort of have like a neutral accent? You don't really have.
That's because I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
And that's how everybody talks there?
It just no accent.
No accent.
It's like, I think it all started with like the Mid-Atlantic, whatever, like news anchors and stuff. Were trying to, where they modeled like the news anchor, like presenter voice is off of like, I think Midwest voices or something, just because there's no discernible twang, anything.
No twang.
Sometimes on stage I'll put a twang on it, but that's just because I'm talking funny. Just is what happens.
Yeah, I get twangier when I impersonate my dad.
Yeah.
My dad has a very thick accent. But maybe it's because of the way I look, too. I just feel like people, they ask me questions. They're like, oh, you're from Huntsville. You're not really from Alabama. I was like, okay, well, I lived there for 2 years in Huntsville. I feel like I'm pretty Alabama. It is North Alabama.
Yeah.
But it was that just means it was on the Tennessee and Mississippi state line. So it wasn't.
Whoa.
I don't think that makes it better.
It's a real melting pot.
Yeah,
of the
but
South.
not everybody, not everybody in Alabama is the fucking same person.
Yeah. Is everyone in Alabama an Alabama fan?
Some of them are Auburn fans.
That's true.
You got Alabama and
that's too
Auburn.
bad.
And growing up, when you're a kid, and I guess Ohio, they like football too.
I mean, it's Ohio State.
Yeah, for sure.
I was talking to a comic the other night he's saying he went to UC, University of Cincinnati, and now he roots for UC. I'm like, you like rooting for the worst team?
That's how I feel about Auburn fans in Alabama now. But it is fun. It's like, oh, you stuck with it. Because we had kids. I remember, when Alabama started winning, when Saban came along, like 09, people were turning coat.
Yeah.
Like they were switching to Alabama, and they got endlessly there. There's this kid named Jerry at my high school who got the shit bullied out of him because he switched. Because I remember he was Auburn fan. You knew everybody by their team affiliation. That was everybody's personality. Even in North, we were 3 hours from Tuscaloosa. But when you're a kid, you know how when you're a kid and people are like, "Hey, what's your favorite color?" Trying to make conversation. When you're a kid in Alabama, it's like Alabama or Auburn. Pick now or we'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. As a kid, I don't know. As a kid, I was like, Ohio State. I didn't even really care about football as a kid, though. Kids don't care about football for the most part.
No, and then at some point you start pretending to care, and then you start actually caring.
I cared because in middle school, like everyone would go over to someone's house to watch an Ohio State game, and I just wanted to go hang out with my friends and ride bikes.
I think that's where I'm at now.
You want to ride bikes?
I want to eat chicken wings and drink beer.
I love college football. That's my one sport I follow relentlessly.
I follow it, and it's fun. It is fun now being an Alabama fan, just feeling like a normal football fan. Feeling like a normal team.
Yeah, because you guys are not in the college football playoffs.
We're not.
Got edged out by SMU.
I thought we were going to be.
It was close. I watched the selection show. It was hard. A lot of teams lost that were projected to win, so that's what edged Alabama out.
Mm-hmm. So I thought we were going to end up in a bowl game against Iowa State. My roommate Matt Bamward is an Iowa State fan.
Oh,
yeah,
he had a sad weekend.
Yeah, he did have a sad. Yeah, he went to the game.
Yep,
he was really sad.
His story, I was watching. He was so happy at the beginning. And
just each snap, he's just frowning more and more. Yeah. But that would have been fun. That would have been a fun house party if Alabama and Iowa State would have been a bowl game. I think Iowa State has Miami. I don't know who Alabama has.
I don't know. My alma mater, Ohio University. We just won the MAC championship, which is the first time since, which is like the conference championship. That's the first time since like 1962.
Oh shit!
They won the MAC, and then we're playing Jack's State.
Okay.
In the it was some stupid. It's like some bowl that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think Iowa State's in the Pop-Tart bowl.
Yeah, well, that's fun. I like
Pop-Tart is fun.
I like the mac and cheese bowl, the cheese bowl. Those are all very fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
The toilet bowl.
The toilet bowl. Good. The Frigidaire.
Yeah.
What is
the Squatty Potty toilet bowl?
Yeah. What are the known toilet brands? Because I know Fridges, Hewlett Packard. Frigidaire.
I couldn't name. Does Whirlpool make a shitter?
Yes. Well, yeah, I think they do. That makes sense. Does Whirlpool make hot tubs? I feel like they should.
You got to, right?
You got to with a name like that.
With a Whirlpool. What's their main thing? Washer dryer?
I want to Whirlpool. I think just appliances.
Just appliances in general.
Dishwasher. Which my dishwasher is acting up here. I'll push play. And it won't go. It'll go for like a second, and then it stops. Gotta push it again, and it stops. It takes a few times, and I told my maintenance, and then like in the maintenance portal, it said like, "Oh, on hold," and then they finally released the ticket, and they didn't do anything.
Aren't you maintenance?
No, not here.
Well, not here, but you're a handyman by trade. I
refuse to do maintenance on the place
on your own place.
I'm not getting paid for it.
Have you ever lived at a place for like a discounted rate or for free? Couldn't you just tell them you're a handyman?
I talked to them here. I put in an application for like maintenance here, but they just didn't get back to me.
Yeah.
And also the maintenance guys here are like on call, like 24/7.
Yeah, you would be out at a gig.
Yeah. And that sucks. What, 2 a.m.?
You'd be a Black Rabbit showing your ass on stage, and they're like, "Hey man, my shitter's clogged."
And boy, do I show my ass. I'm busy right now. I'm chasing my dreams. I don't care about your.
I don't care about your shitter.
My downstairs neighbor, they just had they had people over yesterday, they flooded downstairs. That's why living on a ground floor unit sucks.
Yeah, because you have to worry about if you fuck up, not only if you fuck up, but the person above you. You don't want them to fuck up.
My pipes were gurgling forever.
Gurgling.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on in these pipes? Just like, it's clearly a clog somewhere down the line.
Yeah, we had we had to get ours snaked recently. Matt got drunk and put those the toothpick or the flossers in there. There were 3 of them in there.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
He was silly. He was blackout drunk, I think. He made a mistake.
He thought it'd be funny to flush them.
But there were 3 of them.
That's all it took?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it was like, it was still flushing, but you had to plunge the shit out of it every time. It was like it was clogging every day. Every day we were unclogging it, and every day it was clogging.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I got in trouble because my mom was using the vacuum, and then she walked away for a second. I thought it'd be funny to let the vacuum suck up a Lincoln log.
Oh, that is funny.
It sucked it up, but it got stuck.
It got stuck? Yeah. You got in trouble for that?
Well, not really that much trouble. I think I copped to it. But the thing I did get in trouble the most was when we were at the laundromat for something. I think our washer and dryer at home was broken. I can't remember why we were at the laundromat. But at the laundromat, me and my brother, there were payphones, and we figured out you could call 911 from the payphone and they pick up. And so we did it multiple times and they picked up, and eventually the police came and
came to the payphone?
Came to the laundromat.
Because you were using the laundromat payphone.
So they thought,
and you guys were still there. You didn't flee the scene.
No, we got in trouble. No, I don't think we had any concept of fleeing the scene.
Yeah, you were like, my actions don't have consequences.
The crime's over now. We hung it up.
Yeah. Oh, don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah. How quick are you to take accountability and cop up to stuff now? Do you ever lie now as an adult?
No. Well, I was in AA for a while, so that kind of and then being dishonest, it feels really bad. But I still do.
I try really, really hard to not lie
a
now.
lot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I go no lie.
Good.
No lie at all.
It's
and
good.
People don't, you know what's annoying? Is when I'll just say, and it could be my accent and people just think I'm stupid, but I'll just say something. Yeah. Like all the time, like a group of comics, and they're just like, no. Like just disbelieve it. Like the people that accuse you of lying are liars.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's like, oh, I don't believe that. It's like, oh, you lie all the time in your normal life, so you think that everybody around you is a liar. But I try really hard to be honest now.
Well, I don't like when I was in a conversation with someone recently, and everything I said, they would come back with a little bit of a contradicting it, or kind of pushing back on everything I was saying.
Every single thing.
Why are you saying I'm wrong about something kind of?
Right. I hate that. It makes me so mad.
It was weird. And then I just texted my girlfriend, this guy's annoying me so much.
It could be, do you think, I think for me, it's a little bit of insecurity because I think deep down, I do think I'm an idiot.
Me too. Yeah. I'm a big idiot.
But in a moment where I know I'm right, and then people push back just for no reason, just because they think I'm wrong or think I'm a liar for no reason.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
It makes me very pissed. How's your...
Are you an angry boy?
Yes.
I'm a spicy boy.
I'm pretty angry, but no, I don't take it out on people too much.
I overcorrect. Yeah. So, and I've always had trouble communicating anger. My dad was an angry guy. The way he just communicated was just yelling and
with
screaming.
His hands and fists.
And then, throwing me off. He threw me off a lawnmower one time.
What? Like a ride?
Like a ride? Yeah. It was a riding lawnmower because I wasn't doing it.
It was a tractor. You were in the field.
Yeah. Well, it
was a thrasher.
He was... everybody in my neighborhood was mowing their parents' grass.
At the same time?
Well, like my friends, not at the same time.
Oh, okay. It's like...
But, like my friend Dylan was the one that mowed it. And I was like, well, I'm just in here playing video games. I want to mow the grass. I want to be a man. And my dad was really, anal about the lawn. And he tried to teach me. And it just turned into him you ain't doing it right. And I got pissed at him yelling. I was an anxious boy, and I slammed the brakes, and he just came and grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and threw me into the yard.
Wow, like a puppy.
But I've always had trouble communicating my anger because of that. And then so now it comes out it either comes out like I'm, yelling, or it's like, hey, you... You hurt my feelings. Yeah. And it's I need to find a middle ground to where I'm still sticking up for myself, but I'm not fucking
this is happening.
Headbutting someone in the face in front of a bar.
Yeah, of course. Physical altercations usually ends up in going to jail. Most likely these days. Before you could roughhouse and the cops would.
You just got to get the fuck out of there. I headbutted a guy at a bar one time is why I said that.
Wow. Really? How that happened?
I was leaving a bar in Florence, Alabama. So I used to work in radio. That was my whole personality for a while. I was six
radio
years.
Guy.
Radio boy in this college town. And I get fired 2 weeks later, I'm still like going through it.
Yeah.
And I was leaving this bar with this lady. We'd been talking to each other for a while, and we were leaving, and then this guy that I guess knew her, knew me separately, didn't like me, yelled out as we're walking away. We're leaving the bar, and he's like, called her out by name, and he was like, "You're making a mistake." And I was like, "What'd he say?" You know, we keep walking, but then he doubles down, triples down, like keeps yelling. I was like, "Well, I have to walk back now."
Yeah.
So I walk back. He's standing in the road at this point, like right in front of this bar, or not the road, but the there's a cobblestone, one-way cobblestone street, and he was standing on the sidewalk next to the cobblestone. And I walk back. I was like, "Hey, man, like, what the fuck's your problem?" And I shit you not, he was like, "You think just because you're on the radio, you can do whatever you want?" And I was like, "I'm not on the radio anymore." You know, and we're like, I was like, I don't know what I said. I think I was like, "I'm not on the radio anymore." And he was like, at this point, we're face to face, and he was like, "Good. Because you have a shitty radio voice."
What?
And I don't give a shit about that, but it was like the fact that he was like tripling down. I was like, well, at this point, I either have to walk away and look like a bitch or give this guy some consequences to his actions. Yeah. And I had seen this one time at a high school party and always thought if I got in a face-to-face altercation like this, I would do this. So I was wearing my these big dumb glasses, and I like took them off. Like I was like fixing my eye, and I just like threw my head into him. Like just kind of crow up and just like threw my head into him. I busted his shit open. There's one guy when I go to Florence, Alabama, there's a guy that delivers for Coca-Cola. I don't know his name, but every time I see him at that bar, he's like, "Dude!" And he tells everybody in the bar about it. Nobody believes him. But that was the coolest shit I've ever... Well, what happened was I headbutt him, and then we kind of like... I had a Golden Girls shirt. I know that it was stretched and covered in not my blood when we got done. He came at me. I think we eventually just kind of ran away. Yeah. Like she and I got in my car and he was like kind of walking toward the car. People were holding him back and then he was walking toward the car like covered in blood. He looked kind of cool. And then we got the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. But she didn't think that was cool. She was terrified. Yeah. She was like, that was crazy.
How was your head?
Fine. I hit him. I may have had like a little abrasion, but I think I hit it in like a good spot. I think if you go here, you'll end up with stitches. But I think I did like right here. I just got kind of lucky. But I don't think...
Did it hurt your head? Mm-mm. Not at all? Where'd you hit him?
Nose. Like straight in the nose. Busted his shit open instantly, like just blood. But I think I only did that... Well, I saw it once at a high school party and thought, that's effective.
Good to know.
And I also thought... I mean, I'm not a big guy. I haven't been in a lot of fights. I found out later this guy might have been military. I don't think a punch from me would have been effective, and I would have telegraphed it too much, you know? I think the headbutt was what I needed in that situation to not get my ass whipped.
Because he didn't swing after that?
I think he did swing, but I didn't get hit. He swung, and then like people kind of grabbed him, and then in the commotion, she and I escaped. Yeah. But I think he swung big and I ducked big. Yeah. Like I don't do like I haven't been enough to like barely move your head and die. Like I think I ducked big and he like swung big. And then we, in the commotion, we just kind of scuttled out of there.
Like a crab.
Yeah.
And in college one time I was drinking and doing homework, which I loved to do in college. Yeah. Drink and do homework because I thought it made me better at homework. And I thought it helped me focus.
That's very funny.
This actually helped me relax.
It's funny what you tell yourself when you're young to keep doing like those nefarious things. It's like I'm better at driving when I'm on cocaine.
Yeah. I'm better at driving when I'm smoking crack and there's a homeless guy in my passenger seat. There was, but I was hungry, so I went to this place called Big Mama's. It was burritos. And I went. They had the best burritos.
They were good
in Athens, Ohio. And that's where I went to college. Athens, Ohio. And I get out and there's like a fight kind of starting. And for some reason, I was drunk and I wanted to be a part of the fight. I don't know, but these two guys were like squaring up. And at one point,
you weren't emotionally invested on either side.
No, but then I was like trying to defend someone. I don't know. But then I start getting the shit kicked out of me, and my burrito had fallen on the ground. And then I remember looking down, my burrito's on the ground. So I grabbed my burrito and then I just run across the street. I think I got hit once in the face. But then this cop pulls up and he asked what happened. I just told him this guy hit me, whatever. And then I gave the cop my statement, went on my way. And then later I got a court summons in the mail because they caught the guy who did it. Yeah. And that was that. And I never went. I didn't want to go. I was like, him having to go and me not showing up is enough.
Yeah. That, the headbutt story, that was like the third fight. There was like a couple of times between there that I felt like I'd pushed out. So that third one was really me like, okay, I'm not. Because one time I was similar, it was like a bar right around the corner. I was leaving again this was with a different lady. And I guess she had just gotten out of a relationship that day. And this guy is a cop now.
Yeah.
I think in Florence. But we were leaving the bar. She knew he was there. She created this whole situation. Like, she was like, hey, let's leave. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So we're leaving the bar. He sees me leaving with her. And we're walking down the street, and I just hear footsteps, like fast ones. And I turn just in time for him to big haymaker, and I ducked, and he hit the ground.
Oh. Like
And-
his momentum?
Yeah, like
carried
he was probably hammered, and he thought he was gonna like tackle punch me,
Yeah.
basically take me out, and like threw all his body into it because he was coming up behind me, and I wasn't looking. I happened to turn around like last minute, and he hit the ground. And I told my dad about it. He's like, "You should have kicked him in the mouth," but that wasn't my instinct. Like,
No.
and I wasn't mad. You know, that
No.
first situation, or the third one, the one that I mentioned first, was
Wait,
I was angry.
Yeah. This second story happened after?
This happened before. This is a situation in which
Same
I
guy
felt like
or different guy?
This is different guy.
Okay.
I should have told him in the right order. But I guess I was saying that so that it all led up to the headbutt. So the headbutt was me standing up for myself and trying, like, not in my mind, not pussing out again.
Yeah.
This time is the last time before that, a situation in which I felt like I'd pussed out.
Yeah.
So he swings at me and falls down. She's freaking out. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? I turned, and there's like a shit ton of dudes running. Because I guess he had told everybody, like, hey, we're going. I better whoop this dude's ass. And so he has a bunch of people running behind him. And I went into fight or flight and kind of like turned and jogged. And then I realized what I was doing. Like I was just so like confused, not knowing what was happening. So I run across the road, and I was like, oh, I'm running away from a fight right now.
Yeah.
It's only him that's trying to fight me. But all those other guys, it was scary. So I turn and then stand my ground, and we kind of fought. I don't think I ever got hit then either, but he was like tugging on my shirt and shit. And we were eventually he like pulled my shirt over my head, and I was like, oh, this is bad.
That's not a good move.
And I slip out of the shirt.
Yeah.
And now I'm shirtless on the
Yeah.
side of this road right by the bar that later I would headbutt a guy. So this is around the corner from the bar that I was leaving with this lady. Anyway.
Yeah.
And a cop pulls up.
Oh, no.
And I'm shirtless on
Yeah.
the side of the road. And he pulls up, and all these guys just kind of scatter and casually walk away, leaving me standing there by myself with my shirt off. And he was like, hey, did you just get jumped?
Yeah.
And I should have said, yeah, all those guys just jumped me. But I didn't. I was like, nah, it was just one guy. They were watching. And he was like, which guy? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw him. I didn't want to be like a snitch or whatever, I guess. And that was it. That was it for that situation.
The cops just drove off.
Yeah. The cop he was like, put your shirt back on and get the fuck out of here. But that was a time that I've always looked back on, like, why did you run? Like, but I wasn't thinking. You just go into the fight or flight. So I jogged, but I didn't jog super far away. But yeah, I didn't feel like I stood up for myself.
Well, I wonder what the cops would have done if you had said, yes, I got jumped.
Yeah.
Or wrangle them all up?
Probably. Or questioned me more, or like brought me in.
Yeah. No, that's probably the best thing.
It would have probably, just to say.
No, I just got my shirt off right now. It's just something I do.
It was perfect. Like, it was as soon as my shirt came off.
Yeah.
Like, he took it off, and I'm holding my shirt, and then whoop, whoop.
Interesting. The cops came out of the shadows.
But that was the time that I really felt like I think he's a police. That guy that tried to hit me from behind.
Yeah.
I think he's a police officer now.
Maybe he's trying to right his wrongs from the past.
Probably. And I think that lady, I think we both probably blame the lady
The girl that you were
that manipulated the situation. Because that situation was, he was seeing her, they broke up that day.
Oh, wow.
I didn't tell the story very well.
Yeah.
They broke up that day.
No, it's good to tell a story where you kind of
Pulp Fiction
put
style.
in more details that were important before.
Well, I haven't told this story in a
It'll
while.
all make sense eventually.
Eventually it'll all come together. But they were together. She was an ex of mine. Like, we had hooked up before, and
Kissed and stuff?
kissed and touched butts.
That's good.
Wrestled, if you will.
Wrestled?
That was my parents' code word. for
Wrestling.
sex. Wrestling.
Hey, kids, get out of here. We're wrestling.
We're wrestling. What were you guys doing in there?
We were wrestling.
We were wrestling. But so she just saw me as an opportunity to piss him off.
Ugh.
So she's like, come on, we're leaving. Like, literally walked me out of the bar holding my hand.
Yeah.
And then I guess she didn't expect him. I guess she was trying to make him jealous. I don't think she expected him to sprint after me out of the bar.
That's not a girl I want to be involved with. That's only gonna hook up with me just to make someone else jealous.
Yeah. For sure.
Where's the joy in that for her? I guess the joy is making her ex jealous, but
yeah.
But that doesn't feel good for anybody.
What? Yeah, I don't know what her end goal was.
Is she even attracted to you? These chords are all messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't go home with her, but so later.
Oh, you went home with the guy.
Yeah, I went home with him. We kissed.
You kissed after the fight.
No, after that time, yeah, she was like distraught, and I guess probably not turned on by the fact that I ran.
Yeah, yeah.
And but
you don't need her. You got a beautiful girlfriend now.
I do not.
Oh, okay. You single, ladies.
I'm single.
Single. That was very loud. Oh, this.
Does it just keep going?
Hold on. No, that's the crowd that gets tired.
Is that just?
This is the crowd that really loves it. They love it. They're on their feet for a long time. They give it up and give it up and give it up. Wow, yeah. And they just
this is really fun to listen to.
Yeah, they just keep giving it up no matter what. You got to stop them yourselves.
Okay.
So you can program a bunch of sound effects on here. There's several different pages.
Are there any slurs on there?
Yeah, but it's on the next page. Yeah, here's like a robot saying a slur. It's like an alien robot.
Oh, that's fun.
Slur. Yeah, so those are the sound effects we're working with. You can record stuff on here too, but I have not found the motivation or time to.
You can record something and then put it on the hotkey?
Yeah, and then you play it.
Can you record me just going farts?
I think I have to do it when it's not recorded. I think.
That'd be fun. Just a Brent farts button. Farts.
Yeah, that's a good project for another day, I guess.
Okay.
Think about when you were in radio, you were just just like classic rock.
It was so there were two different stations that I was on. It was 102.7 Kiss FM in Florence, Alabama, and that was top 40. So bullshit pop, same 10 songs over and over again. But I was also on a classic rock station it was like 100.3 Rock 103, everything that rocks.
Nice.
And that was fun. But that was I didn't ever do that live. It was voice tracked.
Yeah.
So you would listen to the end of the song that had played, and then you would listen to the beginning of the next song. So in between there, you would kind of read something or talk, and then you would just play the beginning. So then when you were listening in your car at 3 o'clock, really I recorded at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
But when you were listening later at 3 p.m., you would hear that song, you'd hear me talk, so it would just sound live.
Yeah. Oh, smart.
So a lot of DJs, radio's dying, but a lot of people lost their jobs because a lot of shit's automated now. You don't have to do it live. You used to have to be there.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, back in the 80s, it's like someone had to be there to manually play the music.
Yeah.
But now it's all automation.
Who's doing it? It's like on one computer?
Pretty much. We had this program. It was called Scott Studios or something. But there's a bunch of different ones. Google, I think, owns Scott Studios now.
Yeah.
But it was all programmed. You programmed all the music, and then you just had to go in there and enter your voice. Now, on 102.7, I would do like a live show in
Go
the
into
afternoon.
the studio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was there all day. I was there all day anyway. Even when I voice tracked, I was there all day because I made commercials.
Yeah.
That was like I was a production director, so I would just make bullshit commercials, or I would write them and then I wrote a lot of copy.
Yeah.
I got really good at copywriting. I'd write 30-second spots, send them off to be voiced or voiced them myself. I voiced a...
That's something AI is completely taken.
Yeah. I voiced for sure. All that shit's dying. I voiced a vape commercial one time.
Oh, wow.
And it was the premise...
The beginning of vape.
The premise of the commercial was... like cigarettes are causing ash holes in your life. So get rid of the ash holes in your life. Start vaping.
Get popcorn lung.
Yeah, dude, I've been sucking on this thing.
Vaping? I think I've been working on a bit about. I think vaping is so much worse than cigarettes.
Oh, it's got to be.
It's got to be. Because Duncan Trussell was talking about how he's diabetic. No, I'm okay.
Yeah, they got it. They taste sweet. They got to have sugar in them.
They have alcohol sugar in them. So if you're diabetic and you're like doing everything correct, this is what happened to Duncan Trussell. You're doing everything correct. Your diet's correct. You're not sucking on pixie straws or whatever, pixie sticks. But you're doing everything right, but there's like in you vape, that will set off your levels. That's what was happening to Duncan Trussell.
That makes sense. I mean, they taste delicious.
Yeah, I know. I tasted one last night. Well, my friend JT last night, he had one that was like pumpkin pie, whatever.
GT Kelly?
JT Abbott. His tasted, it was pumpkin pie, but it tasted like a Yankee Candle. It tasted bad.
Tastes like a candle smells.
It tasted like a candle, how a candle smells. It was too like pumpkin-y, waxy. Like it tasted like a candle, and I didn't like it.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like that at all.
This one's frozen cherry apple.
That's good. That's good. See, that's a good. The frozen ones, though, I don't like them because if I hit someone's, and I don't hit it right, it gives me brain. It like gives me brain freeze.
It can give you brain freeze,
and that's not good.
I like that it hurts because I switched to it because I was bumming cigs too much.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'll just get a little vape and suck on it every now and then.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm just sucking on this thing like a pacifier.
All day.
But I like the frozen because it hurts a little bit, like a cigarette.
Yeah. I just want one that's a cigarette, but it looks like that.
You can. Like cigarette flavor?
They have cigarette flavor.
Yeah, Dan Nolan does like tobacco flavored ones.
Of course. No, I don't know. I lost what I was going to say.
That's okay. We kind of fizzled out on the
I lost
vapes.
what I was going to talk about.
You want to fight?
Yeah, like physically? Or I have to piss really bad.
Piss on me.
I take one piss every podcast. This is
Okay.
Classic.
What should I do while you're gone?
I don't know.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy. 5 days since you laughed at me. Said get back together and come back and see me. 3 days in the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you yesterday you'd forgiven me. It'll still be 3 weeks till I say I'm sorry. Hold on, now you're watching Hoodwink as I make you stop think. You think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet with the sushi because it never touch your frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Bigly in rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bird comforts get the mad hits. You try to match wits. You try to hold me, but I bust through. Make a break it, take a fake it like a stick it, naked chicken like vanilla. It's the funnest of the flavors. You see the show, because then you know the vertigo is gonna grow, because the dangerous. You have to sign a waiver. I can't help it if I think you're funny when you're mad. Trying hard on a smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, we soon will. Have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. Have a history of taking off my shirt. It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
You know the whole thing?
Yeah, that's my go-to. It's one of my go-to karaoke songs.
That's pretty impressive. Mine would be Zombie Zoo by Tom Petty.
How's that go?
All down the street, they're standing in line with one thing on their mind. Zombie Zoo.
I like there's 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies, or but that one's like people don't really sing along with. They're kind of just looking at me. A lot of times at karaoke you want to do something that a lot of people know, so you're not just
right. Well, that's my problem. No, a lot of people don't know Tom Petty, like Zombie Zoo. It's not a
it's not a sing along. My sing along one is Roses by Outkast.
Okay. Then everyone else sings along.
Yeah.
Karaoke is way more fun because when someone chooses like a song that no one cares about, people kind of just start to leave.
I think that if they pick a song that no one cares about or knows, they got to be real good. Because they got to be able to carry it on their own and be entertained. Like you enjoy it.
I was hammered in college. Before I was 21, there was a bar called the Skull. I think it was called the Skull. What? Why did the camera go off? Hold on.
Okay. Oh, farts.
That's fine. We had the beginning of it.
Yeah. And they couldn't. I looked up like while you were in the bathroom, it was still on. So.
It's fine. We lost barely any of it. Yeah. Okay. Good. Because it was recording, so that's good. It wasn't plugged in. And phew. At least we had it.
Mm-hmm. So does it automatically save whatever it was recording before?
Recording, so it's going to the SD card. It just died.
Right.
because I didn't have it plugged in. A little technical difficulty. Sorry, guys. We didn't lose much of that at all. We just
Thank God.
The camera wasn't plugged in. We had gold.
We were really cooking.
We had really good podcast gold on here, and when you lose podcast gold, I did do a podcast once by myself in an hour, and I lost all of it, and
Farts.
and then I just did another hour. I was like, this. It's so disheartening. It really makes you sad.
It is sad, but we did good. You did good.
Yeah, we're
plugged
back.
it in. We're back.
Oh,
back like we never left.
I gotta line it up. There we go. We're back, round 2. That was just a little intermission. You guys don't know how long it was. Could have been hours. Could have been minutes. Could have been seconds.
When's the last time you did karaoke?
I've only ever done it like twice.
Really?
Yeah, I'm scared of it.
We just did it in Birmingham, Alabama. I opened.
When they're laser?
Do you know what his go-to karaoke song is? Guess the artist. You'll never get. Like, he looks like it would be ZZ Top.
Yeah. Let me guess. Give me a hint.
Where are you? That's a big hint.
Is Blink-182?
Yeah.
Sure. That's not crazy. It's an easy one to do.
It's okay. That's fair, but he doesn't look like he would do
No,
Blink-182.
he looks like he's
But he
into, like,
crushed
he
it.
looks like he loves David Allan Coe.
Yeah.
I love David Allan Coe.
David Allen.
Apparently he's a huge racist, but I do love his music.
Yeah. Got to separate the art from the racist.
And I do.
The race from the racist.
I do. It's like if
Kanye?
Stephen Paddock was a really good artist. Really good music artist, but also did that mass shooting. I could separate it.
I think I could too.
Can you separate Jared Fogle, the Subway ads, from what he did?
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of those ads. If I was a huge fan of those ads,
Are there any?
man, I really liked when he held his big pants up.
He is inspiring.
Yeah, it was inspiring. But he wasn't losing weight eating footlongs.
What was he doing?
Lying. He was
Lying?
yeah.
But he's lying. But how is he losing the weight?
Probably exercise and counting calories.
Yeah.
I don't think he was, and they used. I mean, he may have eaten a sandwich,
So do you think?
but he was eating a foot of bread.
Yeah.
You don't lose weight
And that's
eating
not
a
even
foot
real
of
bread.
bread.
In Ireland, it's considered cake.
Is that true?
The Subway bread.
That's funny.
It's too much sugar in it. It's considered cake.
Damn, even in the wheat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like that bread is so highly processed.
Yeah.
All our food is so highly processed. But there's this guy on TikTok and Instagram right now. He has found a perfect lane. It's one of those things like, why didn't I think about this? But he is like, it's called I Don't Give a Fuck Foods. And then he has like Mountain Dew or Sour Patch Kids. Like, I don't give a shit if there's red dye 40 in this and high fructose corn syrup. I spent over a decade mainlining heroin in my veins, and that's like his whole thing.
That is
And it's
fun.
just like, I'll eat McDonald's. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I will. I had McDonald's the other day. It did make me feel bad. I had McDonald's breakfast, and it was good, but it made me so sleepy.
I eat Taco Bell all the time.
Taco Bell, I think, is the healthiest of them, though.
Really?
Yep.
Is it just because it runs right through you?
Yeah. I think it
You don't
doesn't
really-
I don't think you have time to absorb the microplastics and the bad stuff and the forever chemicals.
You know what I hate?
Is it a race of people?
No.
Okay, good.
I hate when you go to Taco Bell and they're like,
There's a dog working there.
then there's a dog.
Working
Yeah.
the register.
Yeah. I think he does it because the meat is dog food.
Yeah.
And he's like getting a little bit on them.
I fed my dog Taco Bell once. He threw up and had diarrhea.
Yeah.
Even dogs.
We
is bad
shouldn't-
for- No.
But I hate when you go in, or you do go through the drive-through and they're like, would you like to round up for the next $1 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital? It's like, why the fuck?
I don't do that anymore.
I don't either. Because why does Taco Bell need to borrow 64 cents from me? Like, why can't they just donate their Taco Bell?
They're a hard time. RFK Jr.'s taking over. They're on hard times.
Are
They're
they?
on their last leg.
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell's fine.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
They're fine. They're multi-hundred billion
So
dollar.
why do it just feels like, I mean, the prices are already going up. Why can't they just donate a shit ton of money to St. Jude's? Why do they need my 64 cents?
Because, well, it's probably because they are trying, Taco Bell, McDonald's, any corporation, they are trying to make as much money as possible all the time. Their CEOs and stuff. That's why that CEO just got killed or whatever, because all these CEOs, their prime directive is to make how can we make more money year after year? How can we continue to make money? Where can we cut costs? Where can we fuck people? And then this is probably where it probably doesn't even go. Maybe it does.
Maybe it does, but why doesn't Taco Bell just, if they're so charitable, why aren't they just donating a bunch of money? Maybe they are. Maybe they're matching.
Yeah, I don't know.
But and it's also,
but there's like, you read about like Red Cross or some like nonprofit companies where they like 75% of the donation goes towards the operational costs and paying the employees, and all the like in Los Angeles, like the people trying to solve the homeless problem, they're making six figures every year to solve. They're getting like $1 billion a year to solve the homeless crisis, and they're not doing jack shit. They're just collecting a big paycheck. Right. But if the homeless problem goes away, then they don't have a job. It's like if cancer goes away, cancer drugs don't have a job.
Yep, that's true. It's almost like we have a cure for cancer. We're just not.
It's almost like there is a cure for cancer. And it's been inside of us this whole time.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah,
but it's also like I'm at Taco Bell. I can't fucking help myself. Like a few more of these Burrito Supremes, this money's gonna go back to me. I'm gonna need the cancer money. You know,
I might do something crazy.
I might do something crazy. I might do something. Live Moss, live more. You're fucking killing me.
My favorite meme I saw online recently, I keep saying it to Captain because he thinks it's funny. It's like it's a picture of like crab rangoons, rice, and then like the red sauce you get from a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
So I remember I used to get this all the time as a kid, but then my mom stopped buying it because she said the red sauce made me hit people. And it's very funny.
That is funny. It's funny to not take accountability for your actions, but like, oh, this fucking red dye.
I don't know. Do you want kids?
No.
I don't know. I was talking to my girlfriend about just like, just big comics and shit. Our lives are not, because I was making dinner for me and her the other night here. I was like, oh, this is like a meal I would make if I had kids. Like they'd be excited.
You made like dino nuggets?
Yeah. Dino nuggets, mozzarella sticks,
just a bunch of deep
fried green beans, jalapeno poppers,
okra, deep fried
okra, French fries, just fried bread.
Yeah.
But no, I made something called Johnny Marzetti, which is very good. You ever had it?
Mm-mm.
It's from Ohio apparently, but it's just like, what I did was, it's basically elbow macaroni pasta.
Okay.
And then you make a ground beef, and then like tomatoes from a can, tomato paste, a bunch of spices. And you make a sauce, and then you put it in a dish, and you put a bunch of or cheddar and white cheddar on top of it. It's a casserole.
Okay, so is it almost like homemade hamburger helper? Are you just...
That's what fucking Sam said. It's basically like, it's like hamburger that has been helped a lot.
Yeah. You're just homemaking the thing that comes in the box.
Oh, but it's really good.
I'm sure it sounds delicious. I would eat the fuck out. I'm not being snobby. I would eat the fuck out of that.
It's good, and it makes a lot.
And you could do,
it's cheap.
That would also be good because it's a pasta. You could do like a little side salad.
Yeah. Side salad, side Oxycontin. I love a little side Oxycontin.
Ooh, a little side of asparagus.
Yeah.
And Oxycontin.
Yeah. A side line.
Yeah.
Side cocaine line. But then no one's eating.
That does sound good.
I've heard of people having parties where like someone brings cocaine. Like our Thanksgiving party where someone brought whippets, and then everyone's doing whippets.
That was so funny because it was so wholesome otherwise.
I know.
Like somebody got a really wholesome video of us just all laughing and cutting up and smiling. And there's like delicious food on the table. And then you just see somebody lift up from taking a whippet and they're like, oh, God. God,
that's better than someone bringing cocaine, because then no one eats.
No one eats.
Yeah.
And everybody fights.
Which is good. Do you do cocaine?
No. I've done it a handful of times.
Yeah. It's good. A lot of comics here do cocaine.
I think
so many.
I think
in Atlanta there were way less.
Yeah. I don't think there was a lot of it. No, there was not a lot of it in Alabama. Here. Yes, it is a young man's drug. But it wasn't around in my college.
Yeah.
But now it is. The college that I went to, I think people do cocaine.
Yeah.
But
because you left, like finally Brent left.
Yeah, finally that fucking
cool
narcs. Yeah.
Do the cool drugs.
I just look like I'm gonna snitch on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, never big into cocaine.
That's good.
I've done ketamine twice.
Ketamine's fun. Weird.
Is it?
It's weird. How did you feel about it?
Both times I was drunk.
Yeah. And
And
that's,
I think I almost died.
yeah, you're not supposed to combine ketamine and alcohol.
I know.
Ketamine is weird.
It's a dissociate.
Yeah. Isn't there one comic specifically here who really likes ketamine?
Yes.
Yeah. That's so fun.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And he always plays the worst shit. Like, I think... I think some good music, like some meditation style music would be fun.
Like weird YouTube videos?
Brother, he plays like intense music videos. Like have you ever watched that Sturgill Simpson? It's like a series of animated music videos and it's trippy as fuck on Netflix.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, no thanks.
It's violent.
I don't want to watch that. On any drugs, I don't want to watch violent stuff.
Yeah, it was, and then he was like, at one point, he was like, "You guys want to watch 300?" It's like, no. I don't want to watch some kid fight a fucking tiger in the woods.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do it again, unless it was ketamine therapy. I would try ketamine therapy.
Yeah, I would try that for sure. I would try MDMA therapy. That seems like really fun.
It does seem fun.
Is my air conditioning come on? Yep.
Sounds like something's on.
Yep.
Is that bad for the pod?
No, I don't think anyone can pick it up, really. I just started to hear it. It really doesn't matter. It's just some good Shure microphones. They really isolate the voice.
That's what I'm talking about, man. These microphones these are top of the line.
These are good.
This is good.
I went through at the beginning of the pandemic. I was buying a lot of drugs off the dark web, and I got into ketamine, and it was not. I didn't like it, but I also combined it with cocaine and MDMA and 2CB and whippets, and it was very disorienting.
Yeah, mixing the drugs is tough.
I'm a big advocate. Mix your drugs.
You like a mix?
Mix the
candy
uppers.
flip. What's a candy flip?
Mix,
Molly and
it's
acid.
either Molly and acid or Molly and a mushroom.
Well, Molly. What is Molly? Ecstasy is
MDMA.
Molly plus a cut, right?
No. Okay, so Molly is just
Pure MDMA.
no. Molly is just like
Sorry.
no.
I'll let you talk.
No. Ecstasy is the pressed pills that you got like a Tesla or you've got like a little video game character or like a monster.
And now
logo.
that pressed pill,
The pressed pill has Molly has MDMA in it.
and then
But
cut with something
usually
else.
it's got meth in it or something. It's usually got cut. It's also
binder.
called filler, a binder, which is how you squish it together. The only reason it looks like that because they just have a pill press and it just presses it to look like that.
To look like Bart Simpson.
To look like Bart Simpson, yeah. Or little dicks. Those are fun.
Little pee-pee.
The best one I ever did was a Tesla. The Teslas were the best.
Like a little car?
No, it was the Tesla logo. It'd be cooler than a little car. I would like the little car. There's people that collect those rolls, though. They're called rolls, and they have like a book of like.
Gotcha. And the roll, you install the roll in a press?
No,
Is that
the
what you're saying?
roll is another term for an ecstasy pill.
I see. So they collect the pill and never do it.
Yeah, they just have a book of it. I'm like, brother, I would just do this.
I would just do it.
It'd be hard. You're not going to sell them. You just have illegal drugs now.
When you press it like that, does it stay potent forever?
I don't know.
Like
I
if
think
you
all
collect-
drugs lose potency over time.
Yeah.
But like mushrooms, even if you have mushrooms in a drawer, they lose potency over time.
Are you sober now? You mentioned AA,
Ish.
sober-ish.
I don't drink. I'll take if I ever get a headache, I take mushrooms for that because it gets rid of the headache.
Yeah. I like smoking weed to get rid of a headache.
Yeah, I hate weed so much.
Yeah.
It makes me so scared.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel like I'm having a stroke every time.
Really?
Yeah.
A stroke? It does make me a little anxious,
Yeah.
but it sometimes, like I deal with anxiety anyway, and it makes me, so a lot of that is like thoughts, like not being able to control your thoughts, and then you identify with those thoughts, and it makes you more anxious. And
Of course.
I feel like weed makes them so ridiculous that I'm more mindful of the fact that they're just thoughts.
I can't.
I'm like, oh, that's a crazy high thought.
Yeah. Mine are crazy. I thought mine is just usually like I feel like everyone's mad at me and I have chores I have to get done.
That's a terrible combo.
It sucks. I feel like I'm not accomplishing. I feel like a loser. It makes me feel like a loser and I'm not accomplishing anything in my life.
Yeah. Yep. Acid made me feel like that.
Yeah.
Like I had some friends come over that like I did acid when I was living in Florence, and I had two friends come over that weren't on acid.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, my apartment's a gross drug den. And I was like ashamed of it. And I felt like I was going to. And then that night I went to a party.
Yeah.
Also something you're not supposed to do on acid.
No, well, if you dump some alcohol on top of it, then you'll feel a little bit better. I found like if you do have a trip that's going bad, if you dump like a Xanax or just drink like a little bit of hard liquor, it'll definitely help you not freak out as much.
That makes sense. Levels you out. But then you get into, that's scary. It's like, oh, let me take this drug to make this drug more tolerable.
I've done that so much.
Like, oh, I'm getting sleepy from this weed. Let me do some cocaine about it.
Yeah. No, I'm sober mainly from, I have mushrooms here, but it's mainly for headaches. I have no desire to really trip out that much right now.
But how much do you munch on? You just take a little bite for a headache?
Yeah. And then it gets rid of it.
Yeah, it'd be wild if you're like, I take 5 grams.
I take 5 grams, so it really gets rid of the headache. And the side effects are really kind of not desirable because it kind of fucks up. I can't really go drive and stuff.
No.
I can't go do stuff.
You're busy trying to peel your face like an orange.
But I don't like doing stand-up. I can't do stand-up inebriated whatsoever. It completely, because I've done stand-up completely sober for so long now that it's like, if I add an element of being a little fucked up, it makes it, because I recently
just a hoop you have to jump
I recently had taken an Adderall and I like did stand up. I'm like, this isn't the same for me. I'm not the same guy.
Because we talked about that. You said you were too mindful.
It's just too focused. I don't know. It's focused, like not. It takes away the silliness, like the whimsical like silliness of stand up. You could say your jokes. You could say them well. You can. It's good for an analytical comedian.
Yeah, it's good for articulate, but you're a silly boy.
I'm trying to bob and weave and be loosey, like more floppy on stage, and it takes away the flop.
I'm sober on stage most of the time.
Yeah.
The most I'll have is like 2 beers before I go up. Just enough to take the edge off where I can be loosey-goosey.
If I had 2 beers, though, and went up, the set would probably not go great. I would feel bad about it.
Because you feel different.
And then I would want to drink 10 more beers and then do cocaine and then feel very bad the next day and then keep drinking and then find more drugs and then keep drinking the entire week and then go to the hospital eventually.
Are you, when you say feel bad, is it spiritual? Are you religious? Like, do you feel like you're sinning?
No. I feel bad physically.
Physically.
So physically, I feel physically so, my hangovers for me make me feel physically so bad. I'm like, I'm just going to drink to feel less bad.
Yeah, and then you end up doing the cocaine or
meth.
Have you done meth?
Yeah, smoked it, snorted it.
What's that like?
It's more efficient than coke for sure. It was crazy. I was really hungover in Atlanta, and I hit up this drug dealer named Detroit. It's just a very funny name for it.
Sounds like a country song. Yeah, I lost my virginity to a girl named Montana in Alabama. Also sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
So you bought drugs from a guy named Detroit in Atlanta.
Yeah, and he had meth, but he called it ice, and I bought that. Right. And I smoked it, and immediately felt back to 100%. Maybe even better. Like the meth completely got rid of the hangover.
Then how do you feel coming off the meth though?
It depends how much you do, I guess.
Also, calling it ice is silly and fun.
That's just the name. That's the street name, ice.
That makes sense because it's way less scary than meth.
Methamphetamine, yeah.
Yeah.
Because meth does have a very scary
stigma.
Yeah, but like you've done Adderall.
I've done Adderall. I think I need it. I think I'm supposed to.
Adderall is meth light.
Yeah.
It's just because
same shit. Just
because when I did Adderall recently, I was like, I get like this tingling because I don't need. Here's how I know I don't need Adderall because I take it and I'm just high. I'm like, I'm just.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel high. It makes me feel like a normal.
Yeah, like it makes me focus and stuff, but I'm getting like a dopamine dump and I feel good. And that's not I think if you need it, it's like correcting all the stuff in your brain chemistry that's messed up. Where someone who doesn't need it, you get like the...
But it does take time to adjust to a medication.
Yeah,
like if you were prescribed Adderall,
I might,
you would still... The first time you took it, you might still feel like that. But eventually, I think your body adjusts and you know...
Yeah, but I don't want to be I don't want to be on any drugs long term.
Well, it's good that you're not wanting to be on Adderall. I think we're at a nationwide Adderall shortage.
They're making that up.
You think so?
Probably.
Do you think it's because it's making everybody better people?
I don't think it's making people better people.
I feel like it's a super drug. It makes me feel like anytime I've done it, I'm like, I wish I felt like this all the time.
Yeah, but for me, it makes my stand-up not better. on stage. My stage presence is weird.
Have you ever written on it?
Yeah, it does help my writing. It does. Well, it helps me write faster. It helps me write faster and more stuff. I don't know if it's good.
I don't know if it's good.
It helps me dump shit out.
Yeah. But sometimes that's what you need.
Sometimes I need
it's
to
just
dump
hard
them. So I feel like it does help with writing because I was writing. It's like, oh, this is great. It's just flowing out. But on stage is where I don't think it helps
Yeah.
because it's just too. I don't know. I just moving too fast. My brain doesn't connect the same dots on Adderall that it does just sober.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I'm sober and I bomb, it's like I can't blame anything but me.
Right. Do you wish you had something else to blame in that moment?
I wish I could blame like a race of people or something.
All these whites in the
A
audience.
Chinese guy. There's one Chinese guy in specific. He messed me up.
You got to shake them.
You did this to me. You did this to me.
You did this. Well, so you're not religious?
No, I mean I believe in God, like a higher power of because I did AA forever, so I believe in like a higher power of some kind. I believe in. I'm spiritual, I guess. Like when I was doing AA, like really doing it, I was praying a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
But now, I believe in something.
I think I'm the same way now. I used to be I was raised Baptist, then went atheist where I just didn't believe in anything.
Yeah. What's that Baptist? You take a lot of baths or something?
Yeah, you take a lot of baths. You get baptized. Baptists believe that baptism is a symbol of being saved. So you get saved first, and then baptism is just like a ritual that you go through to represent that, like seals the deal.
Yeah.
But like some denominations of Christianity believe that you're not saved until you get baptized. Baptists also, they like the music, like they'll play music under, whereas like Church of Christ, they go a cappella.
Okay.
Baptist does music. Food is a big thing in Baptist. Like we would have food for a bunch of shit, good food.
Yeah, of course.
But then I went
because the Lord's helping you cook it.
He's right there.
He's in there.
He's in there, dude. There was some good fucking food at that church we went to, girl. Because there was like one of my friends. Her was my ex-girlfriend, but her parents were like farmers.
Yeah,
and so they would bring shit that they like got out of their garden and then cooked. Holy shit, but it was great. But then I went full atheist, and then now I think I'm more agnostic, spiritual. I like, I think there's something out there, or there's like, like you said, like I believe in, I think, here's what I believe. I think we're all connected in some weird way.
Yeah, for sure.
That's probably like the simplest way to put it. I think
like
that
ants.
people are connected.
Ants or bees.
Yeah, we're a hive mind.
Yeah.
Bees.
I think because it's definitely, I've said this a lot on this podcast though, but like I think like when you die, this can't, like whatever, the consciousness can't end. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for it to go away. Like what we're experiencing, how can that go away? And then it's just black. What is this experiencing then? Or do you just get blasted? Like your brain produces DMT. Do you just get blasted into a DMT trip for the rest of the time?
I don't know about rest of time. I could believe that you probably there's a blast of it, but what about people that just get their heads blown off?
So the DMT doesn't work?
Because DMT's from your brain, right?
Yeah, so the brain doesn't have time. I don't know.
And
I
then
thought about that.
Also, you don't remember anything before you were born.
No, that's true.
So why wouldn't it just go back to being that?
Yeah, just but it's so hard to comprehend just the nothingness of what it was.
Yeah. This is not a silly fun podcast.
Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is. But it's a crazy idea. I don't know what does it transcend to something else. It's just.
I mean, you hope, maybe.
You hope, because I don't know if there's a heaven. That makes sense, I guess, but also doesn't.
What if heaven is just a DMT trip?
Yeah, what if that's? I mean, because in the Bible, like have you ever seen like actual images of a angel, like
all the eyes and shit?
It's scary,
scary as fuck. Well, people throw up and stuff in the Bible, and they see aliens, or not aliens, could be aliens. Angels. Like it's documented that people would see an angel and like puke.
Why would they throw? Oh, because it was disgusting.
Disgusting, or just like your brain can't process it. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. What was it? Because they were. I feel hallucinogens have been around forever. So do you think it was just people hallucinating?
That's a theory. The burning bush was just people tripping on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Or that's talking to God is just being on.
Yeah. But then who knows? I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
Good thing I brought a gun.
Good thing you brought a gun. We can find out right now.
We could find out right now. But yeah, I definitely think we're all connected. And I try to be a good person. I can't stand like a Christian-y person that it's like if a book is the only thing keeping you from murdering and raping people, I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah, you gotta I feel like just as a person, you just gotta want to desire not to do that.
Yeah,
murder and steal. Well, if you steal from Walmart a little bit, that's not a big deal.
Corporations.
That's not a big deal.
It is funny that I think that's most people. Maybe I'll just hang out with a bunch of hooligans, but I feel like shoplifting is very accepted now.
It depends. I mean, not like don't steal a TV.
I hear people all the time like they're like, yeah, I just ring it up as bananas. How do you get away with that?
How do you can't because then they look at your receipt and it says banana. These bananas look weird.
It's a 55-inch banana.
It's a really big banana. I don't know if they came in boxes. All right, have a good day. Yeah, well, I will at HEB. The HEB by me. Have you ever had a Magic Mind? It's like it's in the sphere of Alpha Brain.
Okay,
it's like just like a brain.
Gotcha.
Thing.
It's a thing that
and sometimes at HEB I'll just crack one of those and drink it and then not pay for it.
No one says anything.
Grocery shopping, no. I've done it a couple times.
I've heard at Walmart they can't really arrest you till you've taken like a certain amount, like money wise.
I know that was like in San Francisco. Is that the same thing in Texas?
Oh, I don't know.
Texas might be different.
Texas is probably they probably just like for sticking
send
gum.
the SWAT team into the Walmart.
Yeah.
No, I feel because yesterday I was considering. I picked up a C4 energy drink. I was like, I might crack this and just walk around, but then I didn't.
That's good.
I don't know what they do. I mean, what happens if you get caught doing something like that? Or they you better pay for this, or you're in trouble. Is there an option to I'll pay for it, or are you in trouble no matter what?
I think it depends on the person. I think if you connect with the person and you're just like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Can I just pay for it and leave?
Yeah.
They would probably be like, okay.
Yeah. What's your ideal crime to get away with?
I mean, it would be cool to get away with stealing a bunch of money from a corporation.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Mine's bank robbery.
Yeah, like a bank robbery.
Similar to that, but bank robbery seems cool.
Yeah, but then you're
as long
like,
as no one gets shot.
Yeah, but then you're like scaring you're causing trauma for the person that you're.
Get over it.
Because you're not stealing. I mean,
don't you want to be in an action movie?
Yeah.
We've all seen movies. Don't you want to be in that a little bit? You have a cool story.
And it's not your money. If you take yourself out of it, it's like, oh, well.
Hey, you have a cool story to tell everyone. Actually, you're the coolest person at a party now. So if you're traumatized about this, you're being a baby.
I never hear about bank robberies.
I feel like they don't happen as much anymore. There's too many cameras.
Yeah. And then they have like ways to catch you, right? Don't they give you fake money?
Yeah, die packs.
Die packs.
Blows up, ruins the money. And it's just really easy to track people now.
Yeah.
I feel like the easiest as far as stealing stuff is all online, like scams and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you get away with.
Mulaney had that bit about bank robberies where it's like you used to, like, they would just like walk in, like rob a bank. And I'm like, that was like Slippery Joe and the Suggins gang, and then like shoot Suggins into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot different now. Yeah, I think a bank robbery would be fun. We should rob a bank. We should rob a bank.
What time do you gotta get out of here? 6?
I don't know. Yeah, what time is it?
5:25.
Yeah, I probably need to get out of here at like 6. How far away is Buda?
I don't know. Buda, is that just is it in Austin?
It's on the outs. It's technically south of Austin.
What time's your show?
7.
Oh. 41 minutes away.
Yeah, it's pretty far away.
You gotta go way south. It's 41 minutes away.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the subject of rich people and money.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you about this silly story.
Working for rich people.
So the other night at Sunset Strip, Fluffy popped in. By the way.
Wow.
I wasn't there for
Gabriel
that.
Iglesias?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Isn't that crazy? His mic cut out 5 minutes into his set, and everybody turned and looked at Colt at the sound booth. Apparently, he was just like,
Genuine mistake. It happens.
But so I didn't witness that. I was doing spots. One of the door guys Jack messaged me and was like, "Hey, can you cover for me for like an hour and a half at the end?"
Yeah.
So he could go do a spot and then go to Banana Phone at Creek. I was yeah, I got you. So I wasn't even supposed to work. I go in for an hour and a half. I get there, and Jack has the easiest job. He's like sitting next to the green room. I'm like, score.
Yeah.
Easy job. But there's a guy standing next to him drinking and talking to him. I was like, I got to deal with this.
Yeah.
Dickhead. And Jack introduces me to him. He's like, hey, this is Shimmy. I was like, comic? He's like, no, I'm just hanging out. And I was like, okay. I sit down. He compliments my mustache and gives me $40. And I was like, what's happening? Who are you? And I was like, why? And I get to, I start talking to this guy, and he's like, I just like talking to people. He tells me he's a billionaire, but he likes to stay low key. And they flew to Austin spontaneously on a private jet. And all his CEOs and
Did he
CEOs
look
are
like
sitting
a
in the crowd.
billionaire?
No. Well, there were some signs. So
You're a billionaire. Give me 100, motherfucker.
well, stay tuned. So he gives me 40 first. And I keep talking to him, and he's backwards hat, T-shirt, super nice watch, nice shoes.
Like sneakers or like...
Nice sneakers.
Okay.
Nice sneakers, like collectors. I don't know much about sneakers, but they were cool.
Yeah.
And then really nice, like Rolex or whatever.
Yeah.
Expensive watch. Probably something fancier than a
Yeah,
Rolex.
yeah.
I don't know watches either. I'm not
I don't
fancy.
care about watches.
But it was like fancy watch, fancy shoes, backwards hat, T-shirt. And he's like, yeah, I just, I like to stay low key. I know a lot of people, but I don't. He's like, I live in New York. I don't like to be in the limelight. He's like, I do public speaking. I don't like to sit and watch a comedy show. He was a little vain, like he was a little out of touch.
Yeah.
He was like
He's a billionaire.
yeah. So he was like, I just feel like I'm funnier than these motherfuckers. Okay, but he was like, I don't like to sit still and watch a comedy show. I just would rather like walk around and give people money, I guess. And he's like, I like the look on people's face. And I was really like, dude, thank you so much. We would be talking a little bit. He would ask me about myself, and he was retaining the information. He was like repeating it back to me. Okay, 32, radio, 6 years, Alabama. He's like actually listening. And every once in a while, he would just pass me another 20. And then he handed me 100. He eventually handed me $180 cash. And
Total or at once?
that was total on the cash, and then he got my number and Zelled me $250 on top of that. So I was sitting at like $430. Is that right? $250 plus.
I don't care.
Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
Isn't that nuts? And he went to.
It's so funny. Money means nothing. That's cool. Good for him.
And that's what he said. He was like, I grew up poor, and now I just like to. And I think part of it is probably he could have given way more than that, but he greased everybody in the club.
Yeah.
He was like, check us, because we were laughing about it and stuff, and I was like, he didn't have his phone locked up, so apparently he had greased the person locking up phones at the door, and he was getting his drinks directly from the bartender. He went up to the bartender and was like, hey, can I get a drink? And he's like, you got to go back to your seat and talk to your server. He's like, actually, I'll just order from you, and gave him 200 bones.
Yeah.
And then did that like 2 or 3 more times. So he made the bartender's whole changed his life.
Yeah.
And gave me money. He gave it to a couple of the comics. He gave I think he gave somebody $100 to get him on in the bucket for Banana Phone.
Yeah.
I told him about Banana Phone. He was like really excited about the opportunity to get on stage. I don't think he did great, but the odds are stacked against you on that show. It's not like people want you to do good. They just want you to do your minutes so they can yell shit at you. But isn't that fucking nuts? Gabriel Iglesias popped in. That was the second craziest thing that happened at Sunset the other night.
Was the rich guy and Gabriel in the same night or different? Mm-hmm. That's
same
crazy.
night. But I missed Gabriel because I showed up the last hour and a half of the shift.
Did the rich guy know Gabriel Iglesias was there?
He didn't mention it.
That's interesting.
I don't think
That's
he probably didn't give a shit.
Man, I should have been there.
I know. Isn't that fucking crazy? And I wasn't supposed to work.
Yeah.
That was where I was like, maybe God's real.
Sorry, Jack. Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to work. I think Jack probably got some money too, but I was in. I talked to him for a long time.
So what did he look like?
Bigger guy, like tall, like kind of.
Tell what he was rich from? Did he tell you?
He kind of brushed past it. I Googled him later. Yeah. I think he's in healthcare.
Oh, God.
So maybe he was just like, please don't shoot me in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Please don't fucking kill me. I hope he doesn't see this. He was really nice.
No, he's a nice guy. I bet that guy who got killed, he was probably a nice guy too.
You think so?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't
But who
know the guy.
knows?
I don't
Yeah.
know either way, but he's dead now.
Yeah.
The United Healthcare guy.
But that guy was super alive and gave me a bunch of money.
That's crazy.
Every comic that I told about it, they were like, so you going to fuck him? That wasn't an option.
If I'm going to fuck him, he's going to fuck everybody in the club.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder how much money he gave away that night.
Well, he ran out of cash. That was why he zelled me.
Yeah. How much cash did he have?
I mean, it was a lot. I mean, I watched him because he gave 180 to me. I saw him give 2 comics, 100 apiece.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's 380. He was giving the bartender cash. Probably gave him $400 to $600.
Yeah.
He greased the the yonder bag guy. He gave the door guy like money on the way in.
Yeah.
He gave me an extra 20 to give to my friend Scott. He was like, "Do you guys want a donut?" Because somebody had donuts and brought us a donut. And he gave me another 20 and was like, "Give that to Scott." He's like, "Or don't, just keep it."
Yeah.
But I ran and gave it to Scott
Yeah.
and came back to him. I was like, "You're right. That does feel really cool,
Yeah.
just to give people money."
Yeah, it does feel, it has to lose its luster eventually. But I don't know. People really like money.
Yeah, he said that the only way he feels things is like doing spontaneous things. That was
Yeah.
why they got up and
Yeah.
went to Austin, and then I think he gets off on. He did say that. He said he gets off on handing people money and seeing their face,
Yeah.
and then just being like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah. That's cool. At least he's not making YouTube videos. Those guys.
That's what he meant. See, he brought that up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not posting it or anything. I'm not posting on Instagram."
because you could and get views.
He
but-
super could, but he's not. He doesn't like post a lot of stuff. I was asking him questions. Like he told me a story about, being able to get on lists at super exclusive restaurants, and
Of course.
he pulls his weight a little bit. I was like, "Was it good food?" He was like, "Amazing."
Yeah,
Because of course it is.
And he came from nothing. He was poor.
That's what he said.
Oh my God, that's amazing. But he didn't create something. He's just in healthcare.
Yeah, I guess in hindsight, he did brush past that. I think he
Yeah.
is in healthcare.
That looks like I guess he brushed past it for a reason. But it sounds like a very tech bro thing to do.
Yeah, maybe he is a little techie.
I'm wondering, this house I've been at quite a few times now. It's a $4.5 million house, and that's not even billionaire money. 4.5. But they're like a young couple. They have 2 daughters, and the husband he's like a handsome guy. I'm like, what are you so rich from? I want to know. I don't want to know how much money you have. I just want to know what you did to get so much money.
One question I asked him was, I shared with them that if I was a billionaire, if I got rich, one of the first things that I think I would do is I would never drive myself again.
Yeah.
I hate driving.
Really?
Yeah, I just get anxious. I've been in a couple. I'm not a great driver. I think the ADHD thing probably has something to do with it. I'm a distracted driver. I'm loosey-goosey. People don't have fun riding with me. We get there, but people don't have fun.
Man, you're a real Michael Wurst of driving.
And I think the first thing I would do was hire a driver. So I was like, I told him that.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hadn't driven in 3 years, brother."
That's amazing.
I was like, "That rules."
Yeah.
That's like the first. What would be the first luxury that you would get? Would you get a cook? Would you get a private chef? Would you get a driver? Would you get maybe a plane? Plane's obvious now. Obviously, you'd want a plane. But what's like a luxury?
So rich?
You're very, very well. You're getting that. So you just became rich.
Yeah.
You came into a bunch of money.
Yeah.
What's the first luxury that you would add to your life?
I'm going to buy a lot of cars.
Cars.
I would need a house to support that.
Now, would you still want to drive yourself? Do you enjoy driving?
I love driving, yeah.
So you would still
I like
drive
cars
yourself.
a lot.
Yeah.
I also have someone drive me. So I'd have a driver, but also drive.
You would drive recreationally. You would
Yeah.
drive for funsies.
Or to places. I consider myself a car enthusiast, so I like driving stick and stuff.
Yes, I hate it.
I love it. I like driving. That I would definitely like a chef, probably.
Chef would be sick.
Chef, someone.
You would be in such good shape if you didn't have to buy and make your own food. If somebody else went grocery shopping for you and made all your meals.
I'd
and
have my
meal
own
prep for you.
crazy home gym. Probably get a trainer.
Yeah,
get a
private trainer.
Cold plunge.
You would get the same trainer that like trained Hugh Jackman for the
Yeah.
X-Men movies.
Yeah, I would love to get in even more incredible shape.
Yeah, and then they're just making you egg whites all day and bread. Your favorite meal is just the one with bread.
But I would have, definitely a really good pastry chef, though. Because I love desserts.
You like snacks?
Oh, I love snacks. Well, I like desserts.
Yeah.
I'm not a big snacks guy.
But you like a dessert.
I love a dessert.
Favorite? You like banana pudding? That's my favorite.
I do like banana pudding. I really didn't get turned on it until I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I love a banana pudding.
From scratch, nanner pudding.
God dang
from
it,
the south.
is banana pudding good. It's very tasty.
That's
How
my
about like a
favorite.
banana pudding cheesecake?
I just had that this year. I got a reservation by myself to this restaurant.
Yeah.
It was in Austin. It was like last year. I got a reservation by myself. Went to this restaurant.
Just a little date night by
A
yourself.
little date night by myself.
I like doing that.
It's nice. I
like
haven't done it in a while. I need to do it again.
Going to a movie by myself.
Love a movie by myself.
Eating
'Cause
by myself.
I'm kind of I can be a movie nerd, so sometimes I want to go see something. Maybe not embarrassed to invite a friend, but just that something else that I don't want to put somebody else through.
Right.
It's just like I'm just gonna go see this by myself,
Yeah.
especially if it's like a nerd thing.
Yeah. It was like a movie, like an artsy movie. Like, I need to really
I'm
immerse
just gonna
myself.
go.
I
yeah.
did that with Long Legs, and I hated it.
It was bad.
Long Legs sucked.
I've heard mixed reviews.
It was not what it was. It was advertised as the next Shining.
It's a horror.
Not
yeah.
Shining, the next Silence of the Lambs.
That's-
and then it was just the ending sucked. It made me so mad. The acting was so bad. Not Nicolas Cage. He's great, but
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is like it wasn't what people expected.
Yeah.
Would you give it another shot? Would you watch it again?
no.
Yeah.
What were you saying before that? Say something.
Going to the movies. I like.
Reservation.
I got a reservation. I can't remember the name of this place, but it's like a fusion restaurant. It was
McDonald's.
Southern barbecue fused with Korean food.
Whoa.
And for dessert, it was either a cheesecake. It was like a banana pudding cheesecake or a banana pudding icebox pie. But it was just basically banana pudding hard
Yeah.
and in pie form.
Yeah.
And it fucking ruled.
Yeah, I bet.
I need to
That
go
sounds so good.
It was good. I also had it was like fried like squid balls,
Mm-hmm.
and they were sitting in chili.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa. Crazy. What's this restaurant called? I'm a big, I wouldn't consider myself a foodie, but I love going out to a restaurant. Like the whole experience of a restaurant, like just a good meal in a restaurant. I would do that so much more if I were extravagantly wealthy.
Let's see.
I would eat so much. And I think this is pretty much what anyone would do if they were extravagantly wealthy, is go out to eat more, buy a bunch of shit they don't need. Because my problem is I'm not a minimalist. I'm a maximalist. I like stuff.
Are you bougie?
Yeah,
Like if you had money, you would be.
Yes.
I mean, not that you don't have money now. You got stuff.
I don't. I'm the most broke I've ever been in my life right now.
Me too.
And
And I'm
it's
working
just-
harder than I've ever worked.
I'm trying my hardest, and it's just doing handyman shit. In Atlanta, it was good. I could charge more. Here, people are cheaper. And it's been harder to find work. I'm finding work, but it's just like,
Do you think? I mean, are your clientele? It seems like you need to be with like I don't know. Is your clientele like comics?
no. It's mostly, I had to go back to TaskRabbit and stuff. It's just been, work has been lighter. And now that it's the holiday season, work does get lighter during the holiday season. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I was working on that thing today. I've been working on stuff, so.
It may be this one. This one's called Loro Asian Smokehouse and Bar. That may be it. But it was a place where, wait, no, this might be it. Kamiri Tatsuya. I think this might be it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like Japanese and Texas influences. I bet this one's it. But they had like a bunch of smaller plates, so it's like they I ordered like 3 or 4 different things.
Yeah.
And just munched on them all separately. I think this might be it. Kamiri Tatsuya.
Yeah.
But it fucking yeah. 2nd Street. I bet this is it. But they had that fucking.
You got to make a reservation. Is it expensive?
It was fairly expensive. So
Like yourself, are you spending what, 50 to 100 bucks?
I probably paid like closer to like I think I paid probably 60
That's not bad for a
for
nice
just
place.
me. Yeah, and you ordered
Terrible.
yeah.
Did you get drinks too?
I can't remember if I drank or not.
Are
I
you
think I
big-
had a beer. I'm a cheap beer guy.
Yeah. You're not. Are you a big drinker?
No.
You just drink.
I drink often. Like I always use if I'm at a show, I use 100% of my drink tickets. Like I told you, I'll go 2 beers and then go on stage. I'm not a big
But you're like, do you go home and continue drinking?
I only drink socially.
Yeah.
I've never been. My buddies in college, even people would make fun of me for like babysitting. I was always the guy that got bullied for babysitting beers.
Yeah.
Like, put a nip on that thing,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I've never been.
They talk like that in college?
Some of them.
I can't imagine going to a college.
Brother, did comedy for 3.5 or for 2 years,
Everyone
really.
talks like
In Huntsville, you would have literal rocket scientists that spoke in Southern accent.
that's amazing.
It was like, because people associate that accent with being a dumbass.
Stupid, yeah, but it's not.
But it's not always the case. It's that's what I'm saying. Like, not everybody in Alabama is the same. Sometimes they talk the same.
Do you know how many amazingly wealthy people there are in this country that got wealthy from owning like a construction company or like concrete or that? There's people that are multimillionaires from, and they probably talked like that.
Yeah, my buddy just inherited. I say my buddy, he was my high school friend or my childhood friend. Really, we were friends since like first grade. But he just inherited his like dad's company and sand and gravel.
Yeah.
And they're rich as shit.
Sand and gravel, they go pick it up and drop it off?
Pretty much. There's like a plant somewhere where they make it.
Oh, okay, they make the sand and the gravel.
And then they drop it off.
Yeah.
There's delivery. Like, they have guys that work for him that drive big trucks. And that's what he used to do. But now he's like the fucking CEO of the company.
So he's not doing anything.
He ain't doing shit.
So he's like,
He ain't doing.
What do you have to do as a CEO? I was like, yep, that's sand, that's gravel.
That's yeah. That's big pieces of sand. Yeah.
Like a slideshow.
Yeah.
And that's sand.
That's sand. That one's
We're thinking for this year, we're going to go with this sand.
Yeah.
It's slightly bigger.
Softer.
It's softer, bigger, more absorbent.
See, watch this. Making sand angels.
I
See how
always
soft
think,
it
like,
is?
what a CEO probably has a lot of responsibilities. What?
Or I was like, maybe it's COO. I don't know the difference between those two
A
things.
CEO? Are there CEOs that do nothing for companies? Like, do you get to a point it's like you're doing nothing?
I think so.
has to be
I think
some.
there are a lot of. I mean, you ever been on stage and trying to do bullshit crowd work and just everybody's job sounds fake? Like, I feel like everybody has a fake job now.
There are a lot of fake jobs. People working remote. There was that famous thing that came out about people working at Twitter in Atlanta where they said like, yeah, we work for like 2 hours and then we go take a lunch at Ponce City Market for 3 hours and we drink margaritas and then we go back to the office.
Construction workers do that shit too. They'll work real hard for like a few hours and it's a lot of fucking off.
Yeah, especially your union.
Yeah.
That's hard working for myself is really like working. I haven't worked an 8-hour day in a long time.
That's pretty nice.
Yep.
And you get paid like per job, not per hour?
It depends.
It depends on the thing.
Really depends.
What's the weirdest? You ever been asked to do something fucking weird?
The only time was someone on TaskRabbit asked me, he hired me, and then he was like, oh, he asked if he could practice massage on me. And his English was bad, so he's asking if he could practice massage on me. And then I told TaskRabbit, and then they paid me out for an hour and canceled the job.
Oh,
So
that's pretty cool.
it's the weirdest thing that anyone ever did. Oh, you know what? Actually, I've had a few times someone reach out after I started posting on Facebook in Atlanta. Someone reached out about me getting really oiled up and going in tight spaces under their house and doing handyman work all oiled up.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
That people, they're like, they watch too much porn.
Yeah.
Like, I want this handyman to come over and
I don't even
I'm going to give him a handy.
I don't
man.
know what they were. I don't even know what they it was twice now where people wanted me to like either do work with my shirt off or something and then but then there was a weird twist where it's just like also I want to be oiled up and go in tight spaces. Like, I'll do shirt off, no work with my shirt off. I'm not getting all oil.
Have you done that?
No, I haven't. I probably would.
Yeah.
For money.
Just, hey, could you pop that shirt off?
Pop that shirt off.
Pop that shirt off and put up Daddy's mailbox.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. But nothing super, super crazy. Nothing like, hey, can you mount me to my wall? And it's all these hooks so I can hook them into my skin. You're one of those guys, the hook skin things.
Well, you put on this, this lampshade on your head. It's made of people skin.
Yeah, I want you to dress it. Will you dress me up as a hammer and use me as a hammer to nail in this giant nail?
That seems like a pretty chill job. The handyman thing?
It can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you deal with idiots, but it's not. My favorite people to work for are rich people.
Because they don't even watch you.
They don't even watch you. You can charge them more, and they just don't ask questions. You get the job done. It's very laid back working for rich people.
Yeah, that seems like you should do that all the time.
If I could, but it's hard to find exclusively rich people as clients. I don't know how to
You mainly just do
advertise.
TaskRabbit?
TaskRabbit, and then I mount TVs for this guy's company.
Okay, so you do work for a company.
Yeah. So 2 different jobs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I have to piss so bad again.
I got to piss again.
Okay,
too.
well, we can wrap it up.
You want to wrap?
We'll wrap it up right here. An hour and a half. Good work. Way to go, guys.
Was that fun? Was that fun?
It's great. It was good. Perfect podcast. I think I can quit podcasting. That's how we wrap it up.
That's what I sound like when I come.
That's not good. You should go to the doctor. You're coming right now.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't even the soundboard.
Yeah. Brent Reed, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
I love you. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at Brent Reed Comedy on Instagram. And I have a podcast, kinda. It's I've got season 1 out. It's called Spooky Fun Time, where I talk to comics about their fears. And I swear to God, I'm gonna do season 2 at some point. But
it's coming.
Go listen to the 10 episodes that are out. They're fun.
Yeah. 10 episodes?
10.
Wow.
Season 1. That's what I'm calling it.
I'm still in season 1. This is gonna be episode 60.
That's it's an actual podcast. I shouldn't even have mentioned it. I feel like you got to have 100
over
episodes.
a year.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That is wild.
But I try to do it once a week.
That is good.
I'm
gonna try to
a
be
week here and there, but
yeah.
But
I was gonna go on about why I'm not doing the podcast anymore, but
Why aren't
maybe next time. Well, I was just gonna say ran out of money, and I was paying too. I was like doing it at a studio, and I like the production.
Oh,
but I need to do something like this
yeah.
where it's just out of my house. I would have never stopped if it was.
I refuse to pay a studio. I'm not because at this level, I'm getting like 200 views on YouTube per episode.
Yeah.
It's like it's not worth the investment for me.
Right.
I'd rather because you look at like Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, they just do it forever. They just did it out of the apartment. And it's like, there's no reason to do it in a studio. I don't have the money to do it at a studio.
Yeah, it was like $50 an episode, which it doesn't sound like that much, but it's like $200 a month.
Yeah.
$250 a month.
But it's also like,
Or 200.
the one thing is though, the clips will look good.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing a lot of clips.
Everything was done for me, too. You're producing this yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing a lot of clips. What I have been doing is there's a service called Opus Clips, and I just pump the podcast in there.
Yeah.
It makes
and
a bunch
automatically
of clips.
makes
Yes,
them?
but some of them are kind of bad. But what I've been doing as an experiment is I just schedule 3 a day to go to YouTube Shorts and TikTok because I'm more, that's a quantity over quality thing, I think, with those. I'm just sending them out there. I don't even review them. I just send them out there. And then if one pops off, I'll post it on Instagram.
And has that worked? Like sometimes one will pop off?
I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of. I've been getting YouTube subscribers from it.
All right, let's go pee.
All right. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time. I might have a fresh pair of tits next time. The money's really rolling in for the podcast, so thank you.